Everybody ready to roll?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my name's Zach Neufeld, and I'm here to present you our core value, working together.
Hi, Zach.
Hello. I want everyone to kind of just get involved today. I want to hear from everybody. You know, we're working together every day. It's nothing new to us, but I want to just kind of dive a little bit deeper into what you get out of working together, what working together kind of looks like. And yeah, hopefully we can learn something new, and maybe we can kind of we can come up with a solution of maybe a better way of working together, or something we can kind of put to use in the future, and kind of walk away out of here with maybe some new knowledge. So what is the definition of working together? Teamwork and working together is the collaborative effort of a group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in the most effective and efficient way. Also the sharing of ideas, resources, and knowledge. That all makes a pretty awesome team. So we're just gonna watch a quick little video to just get everybody on the same page of what it looks like to work as a team. That wasn't the video I wanted to watch, but that was good too. I just want to watch this one as well.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. It works on many levels.
Oh, yeah. You guys are a bunch of suckers.
Let's do some.
Absolutely. Station. Stage one. Go.
Is she dead?
No.
Unreal. Okay, so obviously the penguins, they all have their own little skills and techniques, and same with the minions. And you kind of, as a team, we always kind of put our skills where we need to and work together to get stuff done. Do you guys want to go through, does anyone have any cool examples that happened to them this week through working as a team? yesterday I was kind of running around picking up plants for Casier while the guys were still on site. And then when I got to site, it was like I was just going to be the plant guy or planting and irrigation, and then Jack and Tyler were working on the concrete because they knew the heights of stuff. So it's helpful to know kind of your team's skills and their you know, where are they better in certain areas, and from there you kind of delegate and get stuff done together. Do you guys have any examples that happened this week?
Well, Tyler came back from work and I was still here, so he had a truckload of plants. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to walk away, right? So it's like, it's just something that you do, right? You see and then you do it, right?
Totally.
You don't say, oh, would you want me to help you? You just help, right?
Right. That's a good point. Anyone else?
Just coordinating with Jacqueline on like getting stuff to my site. I started a new site this week and we needed the skid, needed to move that big shed out of the way, so he came with the truck and able to help me out with that, so
That's awesome.
we can move on forward.
Nice. Right on. Cool. So we're gonna wake everybody up with a little game, just to keep everyone kind of not moving around as much. We'll just kind of split the room in half, kind of maybe on Slaughter go that way. So you guys are a team. We'll call you a friggin' blue team and red team, okay? So you're gonna choose volunteer out of your team, and you're gonna come up and choose 1 out of 6 of these sticky notes. Turn it over, don't show anybody, and it's a little game of charades. So you guys are gonna act out whatever's on the card, and your team is gonna yell out or communicate with each other, work as a team to get an answer of what the hell you're doing up here. They're all landscaping kind of activities, so that, you know, that makes it a little easier. So think landscaping. So I need a volunteer from this side and this side to come on up. Rick's coming up. Who's going against Rick, eh? Oh, Jackman. What you got? That's a pretty easy one. Yeah. Okay, go on your side. Okay, I'm just gonna dial up some Jeopardy music and then we're off.
Oh, we got this. It's in the bag. In the bag, all right.
Oh, that's a hint.
Hey, can I see the guys, please?
That's it.
All right. So we're just gonna go until you guys get it right, and then once you get it right, we'll stop and we'll get the next group to come on up. Okay. All right. Ready, set, let's go.
2 words.
Full brain.
Line two.
Boom! Done. Rick's team got her. Louise had a good idea though.
Is that like close enough?
No. They got it first.
What was it? Oh, just specifically.
There's a driveway right there, man. All right, 2 more people, please. Come on up. Matt?
Usually I would.
Fraser?
Which team is Fraser?
Fraser's on the other side. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Come on, boys.
Slaughter, coming on up.
I don't Fraser.
All right. Ooh, get on your knees, buddy. All right. All right, go.
Wheelbarrow.
Oh, you guys got her.
Mulching.
Very nice. Okay, 1-1. So Fraser got lane bricks and Slaughter had lane or spread mulch. So last round. Let's go. Tiebreaker. Who's gonna get it? Alex?
Come on.
You're looking a little soft. Let's go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Alex doesn't know
Oh
landscaping?
Yeah, but I feel like Alex is good at charades.
no. Okay. You got it. You got it. Okay. Just pretend you're in the office. Ready? Let's go.
Skid steer operator.
Yeah, that works. Rick got her.
Nice.
Good job. So Alex was trimming a boxwood hedge.
I can show you typing on a computer all day.
Okay, that was awesome. Okay, working together, guys. I just want to go through some pros and cons with you. Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think some pros are to working together, and what are some stuff that maybe is a little challenging or, you know, not so easy when you're working as a team? Let's hear some.
Get more ideas, pros, perspective.
You get more work done?
More ideas. I feel like that can go under both.
Yeah, you get into analysis.
Yeah. I feel like there's not a lot of cons, but like,
I'll say like more voices, kind of like more.
there's more different personalities, kind of conflicting personalities. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of cons, but like you can get in like a group mindset too, where you just kind of all like confirm each other's ideas if they're not, even if they're not like the best way. Instead of coming up with new ideas, like Jacqueline said, well, I don't know what you used. You said idea freedom paralysis or something like that.
Analysis paralysis.
There you go. Yeah.
You just end up talking about it, but you get nothing done, and eventually we just have to like, someone's got to make a call.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and in a team you got to have kind of a ringleader or a leader, right?
It's the general hierarchy on site,
Yeah.
and whoever's got the plan for what's going on.
Yeah. Any more you guys got?
Pro would be, I mean, if you're working well together, morale is higher.
Yeah, morale,
Get more
nice.
done and better day overall.
Yeah.
You all working towards the same goal?
Yeah.
Common goals.
Build trust when you're working with other people.
Yeah.
Build connections.
Yeah.
Higher chance of learning, I guess, because you're hearing from other people and their
Yeah.
opinions and
Yeah, lots of
different
different-
things.
Lots of different kind of waves of information coming at you. It's hard to write on this then.
The floor crooked or?
No, he's just too tall for it.
Stephen slant going on
It's
there.
hard.
I don't know necessarily that it's a con of teamwork, but more of just like of a pro of working alone. It's just like you can kind of work through your ideas fully. Like you have time to think, especially if you're a leader or something. Like you don't have to make sure other people like have tasks to do and stuff.
Yeah.
You can kind of just make sure everything that's getting done is done fully and in the best way that it can.
Yeah, definitely. Like when we go to a new site to do an install, it's kind of like standard now to go there by yourself and spend a couple hours to just orient yourself with the site and
Yeah.
see what's going on before there's a bunch of people you have to start running around with.
Yeah, and it's fantastic, obviously, having people to work with too, because A, like you're not lonely, and B, way more work gets done.
Yeah.
But like making sure that idea is there first, and
Totally.
that you know when you see it done is important.
Okay, that's really good, guys. That's great. So a couple questions I had just to throw out there to get guys thinking, everyone thinking. I'd love to hear some answers. For you guys, what does working together look like at work? And I know Louise said, you know, helping each other unload trucks. And like yesterday, I came here to pick some plants out, and I would have been here for an hour to get 20 plants. But Louise just walked around with me, picked stuff out, and you know, I didn't ask her. She was just right there and offered to help, and that's what it looks like to me. What about you guys on site? Maintenance guy. What does maintenance look like working together? How do you guys on site, if there's like 2 or 3 people on a site, what does that look like?
There's a few different ways of that happening. It's either like, you know, maybe you're just going to the truck and you got to grab a tool, but you might as well maybe take the person's tarp on the way by,
Yeah.
empty it for them, and then they can keep working on whatever task they're on, keep them focused. Then they can have a fresh tarp ready to rock for them.
Definitely.
Or like on, I think it was Monday, we had to put in some really big U's, which were way too big for manpower, but that's
Yeah.
what we thought originally.
Yeah.
And we ended up needing like five of us to get them in. But we eventually figured out a way to, remove the cage, properly strap them, and work them into these planters, these raised planters.
Yeah.
So, a few ideas floating around. Next, we have a plan, and then it's in place.
Yep.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think those situations are really, really good examples. Anytime we're doing something that's you almost think is not possible,
Yeah.
like getting that curved screen in the backyard,
Yeah,
or
that's what I was thinking.
moving champions pool house, like those really crazy things that we do, taking some huge trees
Totally.
and rolling them on plywood with pipe underneath, like
Yeah.
cavemen. It's like
5 different guys, one
Yeah,
on each side.
it's kind of out of the ordinary things.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Towing
agree.
Shezzin's fire pit down with the workmen on
Yeah.
a pallet jack, and
Yeah.
just those crazy things that everybody kind of comes together and figures out a way to make it work, because
Totally.
it's not an ordinary task.
Yeah, it makes like lots of hands make the impossible pretty light work.
Yeah.
So then it's a little bit of everybody. But you have your maintenance team that's working together with your landscape team, and you guys are all working together with the nursery, so just all, we all blend together
Totally.
nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, what were you saying?
I'm saying that I really like when someone recognizes when another person has too much on their plate. There's often times where someone will come back, or they know that my shoulders are a little bad or something, and Zach Slaughter will say, "Ryan, don't lift that. What can I help you with at this time?"
Yeah.
Or as simple as walking by and seeing a piece of garbage and picking it up, even though that you're not the garbage person.
Yeah.
That stuff really helps.
Yeah, it all adds up too. If everyone's kind of got that mentality, right, it turns into just a way of working.
Yeah, maybe sweeping the entrance of the office or something, or anything that anybody can do
Yeah.
as they walk by. So that really, to me, that's what it means, is being conscious of what other people are doing and trying to be a part of helping them get it done.
Awesome. Okay.
I think being available for information as well.
Being
Like
available.
in the office,
Yeah.
we're available for each other, right? And
Totally.
We're answering questions and
Oh, yeah.
helping each other out.
There's nothing more helpful when we don't know stuff out on site, and you and Alex and Matt and Gurpreet are in the office, and you're our resources. We need you, even though you're not on site every day. You're doing just as much by just being available, right? Totally.
The first and the last line of defense.
Yeah. Awesome. So when we're working together, guys, and everything's flowing, how do we know that it's efficient and stuff's getting done? Like, what does that feel like, or what does that kind of look like when stuff's getting done?
You kind of enter that flow state type
Yeah.
of work, right? Nobody's standing around. Everything is just kind of constantly moving. Things are moving forward, and guys are flowing in between jobs.
Yep. Absolutely.
No conflict?
No conflict.
And no confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice communication between the hierarchy, the leader, down to the manager, down to the crew. Everyone's kind of on the same page. Tasks are kind of like going from you're finished doing concrete, and already someone grabbed the barrel and is washing it out and loading it with sand to get another barrel going, or whatever. That's whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like for me too.
Lawn starts is like a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, there's 3 people on site.
Totally.
Even 3 people, even if the lawn is like the size of these 2 tables, and one person's line trimming while the other person starts aerating, then that person's pushing the power right behind the aerator, and then like each person finishes, grabs like a blower, grabs the mower, and like you just like rotate the tasks, and at the end you all just put the machines in the truck and drive away.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
sometimes
machine.
it doesn't work like that because it takes a bit longer to power it, or it
Yeah,
takes a
yeah.
bit longer to do whatever. But for the most part, we hope that it goes that way.
Yeah, kind of leapfrogging through the tasks, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, I think a flow state is a really good example where it's flowing and you're just jumping from task to task kind of seamlessly with everybody.
Totally. Yeah, I looked up, like I was doing my thing on Chisholm's up on there on Friday. Yeah, Friday. And I kind of like look up, and it looked like just an anthill. Like it was just it's a giant site, and there's so much going on, but everyone was just busy, just going. Everyone's like passing tools next to each other, grabbing a bucket for the other guy, dumping a barrel for the next guy. So that's what it looks like for me, for sure. Louise kind of touched on it. We don't see each other every day just because we're kind of split up in divisions. How can we you know, work together as a whole company, as one big team, when we're kind of split, kind of up into like three to four different teams. Do you guys have any strategies or things that we can do or that we do that kind of keeps us all into one team?
Sharing trucks.
Sharing trucks.
You know, when maintenance needs something, or and the construction still needs a truck. You know, swapping our trucks, or knowing that there's maybe going to be one here that we can take for the day.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Huge.
I think one sort of identifier of teamwork is having a common goal, and the one common goal we have is our financials.
Right.
So that's what pulls us together
Totally.
as a team in the company.
Yeah, I agree with Colette for sure. Like coming in here on a Thursday, it feels like, hey, like everyone's just like, if I haven't seen Keith or Becca or anyone from maintenance for a couple of days because I've just been meeting on site, it's nice to see everyone and to have a common goal to get excited about, right? Totally.
One small thing we do is just like on the very odd off chance that but when it does happen, super helpful is like if I need irrigation parts or something and you guys are right down the street on Corona Crescent or whatnot and I'm around the corner at White, I'm like, oh no, I need this. If I make sure that I know like where you guys are, because you're always switching sites and whatnot,
Yeah.
but I can just run over and grab stuff from you, or I think it's been the odd time that you guys have grabbed stuff from maintenance too, so.
Totally.
know where
Awesome.
each other are.
Okay, I got another video we're just gonna watch quickly. Oops.
The orders are a perfect 4-meter
Run it for you when you get a chance. We'd like it to stir up your crowd, man.
How good can a team be? Seriously, how powerful is teamwork? Great teams. I mean, really ask that question. Who defines the limit? And what if we were to push that edge? Stop to think about this for a moment and realize that every team that accomplished the untouchable, every team that got up there, every team that had done what had never been done before, they all had to break through. They all had to understand that there was this edge. And then they had to challenge the edge. And then they had to break through that invisible line. They all had to do it.
Through that group of incredibly talented people bumping up against each other, having arguments, having fights sometimes, making some noise, and working together to polish them. And they polish the ideas, and what comes out is really beautiful.
Come on, this is your laptop, man.
No way to get through other than challenging your fears. Because in order for teamwork to be at its highest potential, everyone's got to have something on the line. You have to. Otherwise, you're only partway in. At the end of the day, you're going to need to trust those around you. To fully trust. This is about us. And you can count on me. I think about New Zealand, this country with under 5 million people. And they have the best rugby team in the world. The All Blacks. Consistently the best in the world. Or the Apollo mission, a group of people saying, we hear you, we got you, and all of our talents are on the line to get you home. That's teamwork. Think about the Beatles. All of that music that we know of theirs, all of it, was made in about 8 years. Just 8 years. They were that incredible as a team. Great teams, I mean, they're not about individuals melting into the team. That's the mistake. People hear about the power of teamwork, and they think it's about losing yourself to the singular goal. They think it's about fully giving in to something bigger than you. You don't lose yourself. Great teammates, they don't lose themselves. They stand up. They say, I'm here. They choose to be in, and they choose to play their unique part. That's how it is. So then what's the breakthrough? What did those teams do to unlock the full power of teamwork? You know, that's the hard part. You can't see the edge. You actually don't know where it is until you cross over and look back and see where it was. That's why it's always easier. I mean, it's always easier to catch up than it is to raise the bar. Because the team that broke through, they marked the line. And now everyone else, they just need to get over that mark. The Patriots, Belichick, Brady, I mean, what they've been doing is so unbelievable because they keep raising the bar. They keep nudging it higher. So even if people catch up, it's too late. You know, Steve Jobs and Apple.
For the first time ever, I'd like to let Macintosh speak for itself.
They were operating in this abyss. I mean, they were out there in this vast unknown. So instead of breaking through, instead of seeing the line, you have to forget the line. It's just another limit. The marker in great teams is never extreme. Because you're out in this unknown. You're out in this unmapped territory. So instead, the power of teamwork comes from a belief. It comes from a mindset. We can't get satisfied by the breakthroughs. We can celebrate them. We should celebrate them, but we can't be satisfied by the limits. That's what humbles me the most about great teams. That's what humbles me the most about the power of teamwork. Because it's almost like you've got to operate in the darkness, knowing you're lighting the path for everyone else, and still heading up there, still pushing that edge. That's how to unlock the power of teamwork.
There's the presentation to Wayne Gretzky, the young Edmonton captain.
Comments? Questions? Concerns? Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, Zach, I think, there's tons of good examples about people helping with tarps and wheelbarrows and passing tools and stuff. And I think we need to remember the mental support and really look at, the whole concept that we have built a set of core values that we think are important to us. We've established what we think our true mission as a company and people are, and we've set a long-term vision of what success looks like to us, as well as an annual goal. And then, just for someone to recognize when another person might not be having the greatest time, and to pull them aside and offer them support and maybe another look at the big picture. So that it could be as simple as Jordan, having thoughts of abandoning the team, and and someone else recognizing that in advance, or in the moment, and talking to him, and not try to convince somebody, but just to give them the support and the teamwork that helps him make a less rash decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Some clarity, like a step back of just to the big picture, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we all forget.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's hard, so to have the other people that are focused and having good days when you're having bad, mentally, not just physically, that really helps.
Yeah, that's true. Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Like, I know a couple weeks ago I was having a bit of a day, and I know there's been a couple other people having a bit of a day, and then you see your teammates and they're having like fun. They don't know you're having a bad day. They're just doing their thing, and even just talking to your team and kind of getting along with your team can lift your spirits up, which then can just carry out of work into your personal life and move on like that. So touching on that, I wanted to just kind of break down what happens when we work as a team, what benefits we get out of working as a team, and why it's so powerful. So synergy is something that happens when you work as a team. Synergy is just basically like a combined action or operation. When people work together effectively, they're often able to produce something more significant than on their own. When more people are involved, a bigger pool of ideas are generated. Different points of view lead to a broader source of solutions, Together, the team can determine which one is most effective. I mean, we touched on that too, right? Common goals, working together, like we do that all day, every day.
One thing for me about being here is it's nice to know that like everybody's there for each other. Like we've said this, and we've given examples, but like if I really think about it, like if I need anything from like Alex or Colette, I phone, they're gonna help me. Totally. If I need something from Matt, I phone, he's gonna help me. If I need something from you, like whoever it is, everyone's like actually there for each other.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not at the exact moment, like it's not like, hey, I'll run to your site right now, but
for sure,
everyone's gonna do what they can.
Yeah, again, I think that's touching on just having everyone here has a common goal, right? And when you need a favor done, or if you ask me to do something, Ty, I know you're coming from a point of good intention and just the same goal I have, which is just to create some great landscapes and stick true to our core values, right?
Get off the
It's feeling really good when you help someone.
Totally.
You feel it.
Absolutely.
And you want to do it.
Totally.
Colin said before that the financials are like the thing that brings us together, but to like, you know, more often than not, it's the times where we're on site and we're trying to deliver great service and do the things for the clients. You know, it's where Tyson needs that, whatever, there's a couple of irrigation parts, and when it comes to us, it's to be able to go above and beyond, and like we come together essentially in the end for the clients.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Just do the best we can.
Synergy is better than my way or Jackman's way, it's our way, right? Taking that pool of information and picking out the best pieces of it and then putting that into use, right? Awesome. So Louise said self-boost, right? Humans are social animals for the most part. We like being around other people, and when we feel like we belong, like a team, right? You just feel better. The same effect is seen in teams. When people feel comfortable in a team, they experience a sense of heightened confidence, or kind of like a mob mentality, right? When you have a team backing you, you kind of feel like you can just do anything. It's easy to stop a man, but it's very hard to stop 100. We have that on our higher laws of business board right there. When you have that sense of confidence and you think, you know, your team's behind you, you feel more free to speak your mind and communicate your ideas freely, right? Without any negative feedback. It's always just accepted, right? Yeah, do you guys have anything to add to that?
It's the trust, right? Like you're just to feed off what you're just saying.
Yeah.
The trust that you're building with the group, that even if you don't use that idea, at least you could put it out there and not feel like it's going to get shot right back at you.
Totally. Absolutely. Cool. So next one, healthy competition. This is one that I really like and I've used a lot working here. Working together effectively in a group motivates everyone to be at the top of their game. I know when Jackman and I he started a year just after me, and we were both pretty green, and we were working with Ryan out at this site called Belich, and it was a constant competition between Jackman and I. Who can run barrels faster? Who can shovel faster? Who can bring more bricks? And like that healthy competition really, it set my work ethic at like a pretty high standard for getting some stuff done on site. And I really enjoy that. Even now, it's fun to see who can carry the most bricks, or, you know, it's always healthy though, right? It's never like, oh, I carry more bricks than you. It's like you're competing more with yourself than with who's around you, but it's just how it flows like that.
It's pretty hard to compete with you, so.
Pretty awesome. Man.
No wonder you like it. You just beat him every time.
Yeah. Shocking is the short stick.
It's nice when you're the winner.
Yeah, and that competition, right, leads to innovation. You know, if everyone's trying to outwork each other, someone's going to think of something better than the previous guy to make it faster or more, you know, more in your barrel. What can you do? I remember I squished a wheelbarrow by accident with an excavator, but it made the barrel bigger, so then I could carry more.
And it was wider and you couldn't fit through narrow spots.
Yeah. Frozen super barrel. People will naturally try to think as creatively as possible when there's a healthy competition, again, to reach a solution kind of before their peers, but you know, you're competing with yourself. If I've done irrigation 100 freaking times, but I'm always trying to like am I doing this as fast as I can? Or shoveling, how many people have used a shovel all day? Like, you get techniques to help you go faster, right?
And part of teamwork is sharing those techniques.
Exactly, and we'll get
Not
to
even
that.
just faster, but just like better for your body. and
Yeah,
stuff, too.
I know Ryan's told me so many times to just flip my wrist around on the shovel on the low end, and it's just way better for your arms. Competition makes us faster. Collaboration makes us better. Okay, the next thing that happens when we're working as a team, you get a sense of achievement and success. As a team, it's very important to have a common goal, which we've talked about. What is our win? It says it right there. And also our bonus program kind of dictates the win, right? We also have our core values this year that are going really well, and that's going to be a big win. So it's important as a team, what are you working to, what's your common goal, like we said, and what does that look like when you're winning? And as a team, it's important to celebrate the wins, which we do a pretty good job of doing our bonus program and, you know, having a fire out back on it after a big week on a Friday afternoon. It always feels good, right, to celebrate as a team. On the other side of that, it's also important to ask yourself if it was a loss, what went wrong, you know, what can we change what went wrong? Was there anything that we could have done differently? Next time, can we avoid losing in this situation? Yeah, I mean that's huge. You gotta talk about the losses. And I was listening to a podcast about boxing the other day, and there's a big emphasis on, or like everyone loves to get behind the undefeated fighter, right? Everyone loves to see the Mayweather 50-0 or whatever it is, right? But there's something to be said about a boxer who gets beat up a little bit and then comes back from it stronger. You know, they have this thing, they call it like the rub. Once a younger guy fights maybe a vet in the sport, they get the rub because they've experienced that higher level of skill, and then you get that rub. So, you know, losses, again, it's a mindset. You can take it as a loss, or you can take it as a try, and we'll do better next time, kind of thing.
If I could just make a comment
please go.
on the goal.
Yeah.
And thinking about sort of a daily goal, so you guys are talking in your toolbox meetings or whatever it is that, okay, or even a site goal.
Totally.
And to sort of communicate the goal and then celebrate the win. Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
We got that in the hour or the 2 hours, or we finished that.
Yeah.
Yay. High
That's
five.
great. Yeah, great point. What was I gonna say? Yeah, with Slaughter and I doing the flagstone this week, just finishing it up on that pathway at McFadden's, it was, you know, we hammered it out, and once it was done, it was worth it. We got so many compliments as soon as it was done from the painters, the homeowners who built the house came by, and I gave them a little tour, and she's now the owner of the Green Bay Bible Camp and like that Green Bay area there, and she wants us to go do a bunch of work for her. And then the neighbor from McFadden's came over and said, "Oh, I need some flagstone." So she also wants a pom-pom in her front yard.
Is she actually serious about the flagstone?
100% serious.
Yeah, nice. We'll have to bring her a set of earmuffs because she doesn't like the noise.
She hated the noise.
Oh, I told her I was sorry about the noise. You're just cutting in that little spot.
For 3 days. Non-stop all day.
Yeah, she was
Oh man, she said they were living in Calgary or something for the winter, and their building was under construction all winter. So they're like, "Oh, we can't wait to go to our nice Kelowna summer mansion and just our nice peaceful yard." And for like
8 hours a day.
It was probably a good week and a half of us cutting, right? So.
And now she wants it?
And now, but yeah, and
Now she's
I had a
making
great conversation with her, and she saw what we were doing, and she couldn't believe it.
Nice.
So that was a big win. You know, the flagstone was a bit of a loss in some areas, but we turned it around, we moved forward, and now it's a huge win.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So that felt really great. The ups and downs, wins and losses are defining moments that create the bonds and the inner fibers of our team, right? I always look back, we were talking yesterday about Salmon Arm and how freaking fun that was out there. And as a team, it's fun to look back on what you've done, what were the wins, what were the losses, just those memories, right?
Yeah, we've now
It's,
worked
you know,
12 hour day.
I've noticed from hearing what customers have to say,
Yep.
is that team is really infectious to the client.
Our team is infectious to the client.
I've heard so many clients tell me that they're going to miss you guys.
Totally.
It's infectious to see that, you know, to see that work's getting done, but you guys are laughing about it when you can, you know, and putting your head down, you know, on the other when you can. And it's really infectious to the client. It's super important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just think about the alternative. Everybody working in their own corner, not working as a team, and what that would look like to the customer.
I think of like the opposite of what we do. I think of someone like a company in cubicles that work all day in an office, right? Like just in your box, lonely, doing work all day, and then you go home and you're miserable, and it's leaks into your personal life, right? Or not. Maybe you're not miserable, but I would be miserable for sure, and that would leak into my personal life, and it wouldn't be a good combo. I like the team aspect.
That's why I love Alex and Capri.
Yeah. Colette's got her little team
You're a
now.
lot less lonely in the office now.
Way less lonely.
Awesome. Yeah, if you don't have time to do it right, when will you have time to do it over? That's a huge quote I've been kind of repeating in my head. Cool. Okay, so the last one, guys, sharing expertise. We said learning, right? You're learning from each other. So that's maybe the most important or like useful thing working as a team is just that knowledge you get. Every team member brings their own strengths, right? We were talking about and weaknesses, and it's important to just know those strengths and weaknesses again, for sure. The more you know, the more you grow. I didn't know anything when I started. Nothing. I didn't know anything. Not a single thing. I didn't know how to start a lawnmower, a cutoff saw, a hose. A hose. Seriously, but then you work around people like Matt and Ryan and Jackman and like all these people I was surrounded by. You pick it up pretty quick, right? When there's that team mentality, for sure.
And the not even to mention the financials and the business acumen you've accomplished.
Absolutely. Like I remember one of my first meetings in the office when there was like 10 of us, and I was sitting there like this 19-year-old kid, and I have no idea what's going on. But I felt like I belonged, and I felt like I was part of the team already, even in my first couple of financial meetings. Yeah, we can all learn from each other and grow as a team. Bringing that outside information in, right? Like Slaughter's had a couple great ideas just from what he's done in the past. Same with Tyler, same with everyone. Everyone has their past experiences they can share with the team, and then that team now has those kind of ideas or experiences to work with, right? If you don't know what you're doing, just ask, right? The information's there, especially right now. We have such a diverse team. We're always trying to learn. So if you guys don't know anything, just ask someone and learn it. Creative Roots is like super about learning, right? We're always trying to hit those goals on your personal scoreboards or talking with Colette or your supervisors or your managers. There's always that growth, and we're all just trying to help each other with that. And I'm learning stuff from Rick every day. I'm learning stuff from Jackman. Yesterday he asked Tyler what the reasons were for sloping the concrete up the post, and I wasn't part of the conversation, but I was listening. And Jackman's like, yeah, just in case the water pools into the post and rots the wood. I'm like, I kind of knew that, but it was nice to hear it. It was a refresher. So learning from each other, I think, is so valuable. It's just a crazy amount of information that we're getting with this group of people. Go ahead, Colette.
Yeah, just if you just think for a minute, what does it take to learn from each other? What mindset does it take?
An open
mind.
Humble,
for sure.
open, humble mind.
Yeah.
That everybody has some knowledge that you don't have.
Totally. Yeah, it's not letting your ego get in the way, right? There's been some situations in the past where egos get in the way, and it's definitely hard to get your ego out of the situation. But if you can, that's a huge thing. If you can learn how to do is kind of just recognize your ego. If it's hurting you in that situation, if it's stopping you from absorbing that information, it's the ego thing is huge.
It's hindering everybody.
Everyone has
a
one.
team at that point, right?
Totally.
Well, you drop a wine glass on the ground, it's gonna break. your ego, like that's fragile, your ego's not fragile. Like,
Well, I think it could be.
well, it
Some
can be,
people's
but
are.
like, that's one of the things to like, as a human to work on, be
Totally.
like anti-fragile.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah. What's the opposite of fragile?
Resilience.
we all could have as thick a skin as Jackman, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely, guys. Let's be open to learning from each other. No egos here. We're all just trying to be the best landscaper slash designer slash truck driver, everything. We have so many different things in this group, and it's really cool to work with you guys. And you know, I think that's my time. I think that's it. Is there anything you guys want to talk about implementing into the future as far as working together? I was trying to come up with something this morning. I couldn't really think of anything. So I would love to hear any ideas that we could implement, if there is any.
Honestly, for me, the couple things that have really been going well is like signal.
Mhm.
That's been
Yeah.
a huge one to just be able to see what other guys are doing, and like when
That's
you
a
see
huge
what
one.
they're doing,
Yeah.
you have a better understanding of what's going on, and then, you know, if need be, you offer help, or like they're asking for help on that. And then like the toolbox meetings.
Yeah.
That's been huge. I got in my mind with the Casiers. It's like, how would you do it? So when I'm going through the toolbox meeting, when I'm going through the toolbox meeting, I remember to ask people like, you know, how would you do this task? And then at that moment, before we're actually in it, we can kind of discuss what's going on, and then get the best course of action.
Poke any holes through it or whatever before you're.
Before we're actually
Messing
like in there.
Yeah.
Because when you're in that situation, that's when it's like, well, we're here now, we're just gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And you're definitely a lot less open to things, but
Totally.
you know, trying to avoid those.
Yeah, it's a huge thing that we've been doing this year for construction. Like we have these little foldable tables we got out, and I haven't really done it too much because it hasn't been a big crew on my side this year. But when I was up at Chisin, it was really awesome seeing Rick take over and just kind of like go through the plan for the day as a team. Any questions that anybody had, I had the most. It was my first day there, and it was awesome to kind of go in there, get the common goal, the daily goals, any questions out of the way, and then boom, we're off to the races as a team, right? So that's a huge thing we've been doing for sure. Maintenance, have you guys been doing anything this year differently, as far as like working as a team? Lots, new faces and stuff.
yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean, just in general. I'll speak with Becca about Becca and Keith. Is just that they've been picking up more into their role.
Totally.
And taking more of the opportunity that they have and starting to run with it. So
yeah, well that's huge.
That's
if you guys can take stuff off Jake's plate, that's teamwork at its finest, right?
Yeah.
Huge, sharing the load. I know we're trying to do that with Matt. It's just a little bit tougher because he knows way more things than we know. But that's great, guys. That's kind of it for me. Any questions or anything?
I guess it's not necessarily directly teamwork, but that quote that you kind of like quickly breezed over, the like if you don't have time to do it right, when you have time to do it over.
Right.
That literally hit me so hard because in every single aspect of my life, I do that like every day. Like the amount of times I'd work on my car and do something and mess it up and have to do it again, and it would take 3 times as much time. Like it probably cost me hundreds of hours.
Totally.
On my car, and at work, like you're digging out an irrigation head because it broke, and you dig this tiny little square,
Yeah.
and then you're like getting in there with your hands,
Fighting
and you're
with
like,
it.
shit, okay, dig it 2 inches bigger.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this needs to be like 3 feet right
Yeah.
away. And if you just do it big the first time, it takes
So
way
much
less
easier,
time.
right? Or like LMN, like in our LMN sheets done. That really helps Colette and Matt and Alex in the office, right?
Yeah.
Do it like
Even
I've heard it's a crazy amount of time, right?
Oh, yes, it's like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to back out of the mistake.
Yeah.
I think it's important just to realize though, even though you've done things 3 times or you dug a hole too small, it's what you took out of that, right?
Yeah.
Next time you dig it 2 inches bigger.
Totally.
So even though you could have done it quicker or better, now you realize why you need to do it quicker and better. Next time you won't do that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For us,
anytime we make a mistake or we falter, we always have something to learn from it.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's where the rules come from. Rule number 1, basic concrete guys. Rule 121, don't listen from around. Like, that was a classic example of no pussyfooting around.
Oh, which, sorry?
No pussyfooting around.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're just getting the bare minimum, but it's like, no, it's gotta be bigger and it can actually work.
Yeah, for construction, base prep is huge, right? If you're going, I when I was first starting, I was like, why are we putting so much extra stuff in here? Like, let's just get it on the money. But then by the time you prep and you tap it, it's gonna be way too tight and you're fighting with the edge and it won't be strong. So it's better to just go, you know, a foot to 8 inches on either side and not even think about it. And again, like Matt said, once you mess that up once or twice, you probably won't do it again.
And it also gives you room to play with if you're doing that, right? If
Totally.
you need to make small adjustments here and there, you don't have to redo sections.
Yeah, you're not fighting with yourself.
Yeah.
It's how you take away from that learning experience.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Cool, guys. Well, that's it.
That's awesome.
That's all. Yeah, no problem.